Good Wednesday to everyone. As we continue our Lenten reflections on transition times, interim times, times in between, our theme for today is Renew Congregational Leadership. And the text I'm going to use is from the Gospel of John, the 15th chapter, verses 1 to 4. And this is Jesus speaking to his disciples on the night of his betrayal. I am the true vine, and my Father is the vineyard keeper. He removes any of my branches that don't produce fruit, and he trims away any branch that produces fruit, so that it will produce even more fruit. You are already trimmed because of the word I have spoken to you. Remain in me, and I will remain in you. A branch can't produce fruit by itself, but must remain in the vine. Likewise, you can't produce fruit unless you abide in me. I actually wrote today's reflection after a beautiful stroll through the Missouri Botanical Gardens. There were many daffodils and flowering trees. I do know that in the coming weeks there will be more blooms and blossoms. They're all on the way. I love the many botanical and agricultural images in Scripture. Among my favorites is Jesus when he talks about the lilies of the field and their beautiful wardrobe. Today's Scripture is another favorite. Jesus is talking about vines, branches, fruit, and the one who keeps all in order in the vineyard. He talks about clearing out deadwood, pruning, and bearing fruit. Jesus is using this imagery as a way of talking about God, himself, and all those who are his followers. It's an image of the church and our connection to Jesus and our connection with one another. We also learn that through God's gracious care and grace, we can and will bear fruit. I realize that in any time of transition, we might very well, when we read those words that I just read, we might very well center in on that act of pruning of which Jesus speaks. It often seems that when everything's going well, that we seem to be gaining traction, or things just feel comfortable where we're at. But along comes something that changes, presents us all with new challenges. I think all of us would probably say that COVID is one such example, something that has affected us all. A change in pastoral leadership is another. But Jesus reminds us that if God is doing the pruning, then we might very well experience new growth and new fruit. One of the transition themes that interim specialists identify is that changes in pastoral leadership can be a time of renewal and recruitment for congregational leadership. And please know that this does not imply that current or past leadership is now off the hook. But it does mean that perhaps there are members who would like to become more involved in the life of St. Peter's. And I believe that every single one of us can help this church in some way, shape, or form continue to bear fruit both for God and for this community and for this world. If you'd like to explore this further, I'd invite you, please feel free to talk with myself or Pastor Eric, or any member of council, or any of the other committees here at St. Peter's United Church of Christ. I hope you all have a very good day and a very good week, and hope to see you in worship both on Saturday evening and Sunday morning. Take care.